Hey guys, Malzo here again. I did a review this time on JKS. Renegades played Kinguin earlier today at the Dreamhack Winter. This is a semifinal match. It was best of three, and this is the third map on Cobble. JKS pretty much top frag for the whole series for Renegades. Might have been him and Ricky up there a little bit, but it was mostly JKS for all three maps. So I figured I'd take a look. I hope the Renegades fans out there don't think I'm picking on them because I did a Yam video earlier. But, you know, they're still alive in the tournament, so I figured I'd give them a look. And I wanted to check out the winning team more so than the losing team. And I think Renegades are quite a bit more popular than Kinguin anyways. So JKS has had a few accusations here and there. So I figured I'd just take a long look at a demo and see what comes out of it. So here we go, pistol side T side, or pistol round T side. And there isn't really anything here. Not lining anyone up. Just checking all normal angles. I mean, he sees that guy. He does line him up afterwards, but he sees him. Sets his crosshair to where he thought he was going to be, and he actually missed a little bit. So, it's all good in the hood. He tries a Superman exit here. And fails. Okay, on to video 2. I just like showing the pistol round. You know, I show them in every video. Just because they're high leverage, they count for a lot of rounds, typically in game. This round as well, like he's not particularly, he's not aiming at anyone. He looks totally legit here in my opinion. I'll slow down again just to get a quick look here when he's whipping around his crosshair. Like he's just got good game sense checking behind him like that. And that's pretty consistent through the whole demo. Him checking his back, and he makes a few plays throughout the demo that show he's got pretty good game sense. Like, I liked watching it. That's a good clip. I'm sure they got that on the broadcast, but I like to, you know, nade kills are just satisfying. So. It was a Glock round, they didn't really have much of a choice anyways but to charge in there. Just some good crosshair placement for him. Like that was a pretty big swipe right there, and he just nails that edge corner, the corner right there. Boom, right on the edge. Looks good. A lot different than some other players that I've looked at for sure. And he is like the all-time all-star for holding angles like this. Like he does this constantly through the demo in different spots. He seems like one of those guys that, you know, like never blinks. He's always looking, or he's always holding an angle, or he'll hold it for like an uncomfortable amount of time, and keeps his crosshair still instead of shaking it around like a, you know. Okay, this is the first big gun round for Renegades, and I wanted to kind of slow-mo that shot right there. There's nothing when he comes into the site for sure. Just want to see what it looks like when he swipes over there. He just over swipes the door, I think. Like he doesn't line him up or anything. He just over swipes the door when he goes back and he's looking at Sparrow. Yeah, that's fine. And he was lined up perfectly with the pillar when he re-peeked actually. So that's some really nice crosshair placement, I think. And he gets rewarded because there's a guy right there. So I'm just gonna slow this down as well, just because his crosshairs were really flying here. Is that something? I think he's got. Is that guy shooting? Like his teammate may have spotted him anyways. I don't think it's too much. I think he's just moving around the map and he just landed on the guy's feet. Like I don't think that's anything. I'm sure he had a really good idea that the guy was in there anyways. It was like good context to cheat. It was late in the round. They're trying to get the bomb down, you know, but I don't think it's much. Here's another good example of, well, I mean, he's obviously been assigned to be, watch our back kind of guy there, but, and it is an anti-eco, but he's got good game sense to look behind him there all the time. And it kind of continues through the clip. I'm just going to take a quicker look on that whip when he does a 180, or another look. And I don't think it's much. Yeah, I mean, he's perfect right on the door, like when he spins, and that was a huge flick. He probably heard Furlan as well, because Furlan is coming in jumping, So I don't think there's too much to say about that. Good game sense there too, firing off a couple shots to see if he could bait the guy mid to peek him. So that was nice. I like that. Here's some more patented JKS. I'm just going to hold this angle for like 45 seconds. And you guys are getting off easy. I had to watch the whole demo of this. But honestly, this guy, like if you want to model yourself after a player, this guy was really good to watch. His, I mean, that all looks normal. Fast forward a bit here, but he made a lot of like clever plays and was really good with clearing his angles and had good crosshair placement the whole time. Didn't look funny or anything, I didn't think. And this all looks fine to me. Okay, on to the next one, number 7. Oh yeah, this is really quick, but I'm gonna slow this down. And it was another good example of like good game sense and good play. So he knows his team is fighting Mo's there in the left corner, and Mo, I believe it is. Or no, this isn't Mo. This is another guy. Anyways, he knows they're fighting there, and a guy even dies, but you could see him kind of resisting the urge to peek that way because he's got a crossfire in his mind. Like he doesn't want another CT to pop out. And not a lot of pros do that. Like a lot of pros would just sell out and peek that side and die, right? Like this is really good game sense to keep his crosshair up there to try and prevent his team from falling into a crossfire, It's really good stuff. Cheating wise, nothing there. Just good game sense. This is just a gun round take on B I wanted to show. I don't think there's much going on here. It looks pretty good. I'll slow down that flick to the guy there. Just to see what it looks like. Peeking good angles, well, I mean, he gets blinded as he's peeking, but I mean, he flicked right onto Sparrow there, but I mean, well, it's like super quick, but it seems like he's a bit above him and everything, but it makes sense. Like this would be the next place that you clear coming onto site to put your crosshair over there to clear it, and there's a guy there, so I mean, he was right. And then he sees Furlan and flicks back. And I'm liking, I'm going to talk about this a little bit, but like JKS when he aims, I'm going to go full tinfoil hat here a bit, but I'm kind of convinced that a lot of pros are aimbotting, and it's just really hard to see, like almost impossible to see. I feel like, I mentioned it a bit in the Shocks video, but it seems like whenever these guys aim, they're like hitting the guy right on the fucking nose, or center mass, like middle of the chest. And it was a bit, it was nice to see JKS. Like the Shocks in the Stewie video, I found like they were on guys like right on their nose like all the time. But watching JKS, it looked legit the whole time when he aimed. And like I said, that's pretty tinfoil hat of me to think that. But it is really hard to spot on GoTV. It might be something that I look into more to see if I can compare players. Like maybe when I watch Force or something like that, it won't be like that. It just felt like way too many pros are, and maybe I'm just underestimating their aim, but like so many of them are, like every time you get a headshot, you're right on the guy's fucking nose. You're right in the middle of his head every time. It just doesn't make sense. So I'm just gonna make you guys watch this angle holding a little bit more. He heard Michu flash himself in, so he just fully dedicated for like 40 seconds almost to see if he was gonna peek. He never did, and then he goes and peeks himself and doesn't get the kill. But like the guy loves to hold angles. Another take here, like he flicks his crosshair there. I don't think we're seeing much here, but oops, go back a bit more. I don't think there's anything here. And you realize you saw the guy right at the last second. Looks good. He gets stuck in a really awkward spot because he knew, I believe it's Sparrow. Yeah, Sparrow was flanking behind. He got a couple kills. So they get stuck in this really weird after plant where he's planting on the side of Fountain, and Azur has to hide from Plat. That's why he's in front of the rock. And JKS flicks over to him, but he hears him running and scoping the whole time. He grabbed an op. So I believe they win that round. I figured I'd just quickly show Sparrow's point of view as well. You can see he's scoping a lot, and that is within distance of being able to hear a scope. So he definitely knew he was up there, and then he's running downstairs. So JKS would have been able to pinpoint a spot pretty accurately from the running. This is some good. He's the lurk man this round, lurking himself up mid, and I believe his team is going to do an A split. And just crosshair placement, like I said, if you want to watch a guy that to model yourself after you, I mean, he looks pretty good. This is only one demo, but his style of play I really liked, in that he seemed to have strong game sense, but not too strong, and good crosshair placement. You can see as he rips through the site, like he's checking everywhere. Checks in front of APC, then goes to check door. I mean, he checked to the left here a little bit late, but he's really flying through the site, you know. And he's got to clear it all himself, so that's a lot more work than normally you'd have to do. Checks cannon, checks down the site. It's all good stuff. Cool. Number 13. It's the last round of the first half. And I don't think there's nothing here. It's just him taking the site. Really, he doesn't. I liked how he didn't fully commit to the guy at the wall there, and still kind of paid attention to double doors. But cheating wise, looked fine. Okay, pissed around second half. This is a super close game. 8-7 Kinguin, and like I said, this is the semis for Dreamhack. So very high leverage stuff here. And he hears him fucking all over him, and I think he makes a pretty fair peek there. Some good positioning and good use of headphones. He can hear that guy running beside him, so he knows he's got a guy there. This is kind of Kinguin's fuck up, right? Like, if they would have timed their push up mid better, he wouldn't be able to do this, but I mean, you can't always be perfect with your timing. So he gets a nice double kill, and to me it looks all legit. Like I said, he can hear that guy running for sure, and sees the nades for the second guy, so good stuff. Cool. 16. Same spot as last round. Sick nade from his teammate. Just gets a double kill again. This looks fine to me. When he peeks there, he's peeking. Well, yeah, you can see he lines up with that and then adjusts to the guy. So good stuff. See their feet come out. I like the pre-spray there to try and grab them if they run to them. Doesn't work out for them, but when stuff like that works out in your favor, it always feels so good. And you feel like a cheater. That's all I want to show there. 18. Getting late in the round, or in the game, 12-11. Kinguin's still in the lead, and we got another gun round here. So I just wanted to show these rounds for you guys to check out. Gets one, dies off. Another gun round. This was a good example of what I thought was really natural looking aiming. I'm gonna slow this right down just to show you guys. I'm not, like I said earlier, this is a little tinfoil hat of me to think. Like I think a lot of pros are aiming, but his aim, maybe his aim looks different. I think like that one there, you could see he missed, and it looked like a normal correction, and gets the kill in the end. This all looks really good, and that like his aim's not fucking on his nose like some people. Maybe he's just not as good an aimer as others. But like I said, it's something I'm going to look further into to see if I can make a better argument than just kind of my gut feeling. He's really flicking around there. He doesn't know where he's getting shot from, so he's really flicking around his crosshair. Right here. So, that looks fine. Number 21. 15-13 Renegades. I like this nade. I don't know if this is a fail nade or a win nade. You know, like, did he mean to do this or did he not mean to do it? If he did mean to do it, that's pretty cool. Maybe a guy would be running up on him, but... I'll slow that down so we can get a better look. This all looks good. Good crosshair placement. Doesn't really line him up or anything. Yeah, it looks all good, man. Cool. I think he dies to this guy to meet you. I like that too. It looked a little bit more natural right when he peeks meet you. Like he's lining up that angle because he knows that's an angle that T's would be at, and kind of pushes his crosshair to the side a little bit. You know, makes it look normal, which I think it is. So if you were to ask me, you know, if this was normal, I definitely would say it is. So I got the last round of the game here. I just clipped pretty much the whole round so we could watch the whole thing. Doesn't get any higher leverage than this, right? This is where you want to do your best for sure. And I added the nameplates back to the side. It's nice to have to show the guns that the guys have, and I figured this is more of a analytical channel than, you know, like I don't need it. The video's necessarily looking, you know, with no UI and stuff like that. So I think it's fine. It gives something to talk about, anyways. He's just lining up his corners. I don't think that's anything. I'm sure he's pretty uncomfortable here looking at two angles. Well, maybe he knows his team's covering him from ramp now. Honestly, I really liked watching JKS. This is a super different style to the other guys. Like, definitely unique, I thought. Seemed like he had really good game sense, always kind of looking behind him and knew what his team was covering, sort of thing. So I think he finished with 26 kills. Sweet. It was a good game from him. And they moved on to the finals at Dreamhack. So that wraps up the demo review. That's all I had. And I think I'm going to try and pump out one more demo from the finals for Dreamhack. And I definitely won't pick Renegades. I'll pick Gambit. I think it's Gambit. I'll grab a guy from there and maybe do a demo review, see what it looks like. As always, leave a comment if you like it, and let me know what you guys think of the video. Thanks. Bye.